experience, you need to call 321-396-2657. That's 321-396-2657.
6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday, first day of August, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So when I was a kid, August was like the last hurrah for summer vacation. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I think the kids go back to school. When do they go back here?
August 13th, okay. 1 week from Monday.
Yeah.
Yep. A week from Monday, August 13th. I spent
a lot of my summers right here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
my grandparents lived in Beverly Hills, and so growing up on Long Island, it was fun to go to Florida, right?
Oh, yeah.
Back in those
vacations here, too.
So even though I didn't live here back then, I have some fond memories of this very area here.
Mm-hmm.
I have, when they would go shop, Beverly Hills was like hardly anything back in those days.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was a big, empty piece of land.
Yeah, wow.
And my grandparents had a house, I think, let me try to remember, I think it's the 2nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2nd Street Inn. And so they were like one of the very first people to live there. My grandfather was there's a photo of him with maybe 9 or 10 other guys, and those were the founding members of the volunteer fire department for Beverly Hills.
Isn't that something?
Back in those days, yeah, they saw a need for a fire department, and he had been a World War I vet, mm-hmm. and he got together with some of the other guys in the community and said, if there's ever a fire, we're out of luck. So they got together and they put together this fire department, and I know where it is. I could probably walk there. And it's probably not a fire department anymore. But the building, I think, is still there. It's just a small little building. They got a truck somewhere
mm-hmm.
that could somehow pump water, and that was what they did.
So. I hope they have a plaque there or something with a picture.
I hope they do too. Yeah, if I ever could find the photo, I will definitely mm-hmm. at least put it on the internet. That'd be cool.
Be very cool, yes.
So when they would go shopping, since there was really nothing there, I'm trying to think if there was. I think there might have been a Piggly Wiggly. I don't even know if that's around anymore, that brand. But,
I don't know, but I know it was big down here.
But Ocala was the place to go. Well, Ocala and Clearwater. I remember they would go to Clearwater a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just liked Clearwater. But they would come to Ocala because obviously it was closer than Clearwater. And I can remember as a kid going to... what was it, Robin? Woolworths by Lorito's? Woolworths.
Yeah.
And they had like a concession area where you sat at the bar or whatever at the counter.
They had a counter with stools.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of tables, and they had a grill, and it was a restaurant inside Woolworths.
So this morning there's a story about the origins of the key lime pie.
Yes.
Right. And so one writer says it did not originate in the Keys, but I think it did. The other guy countering that argument is making a really good case that it really started in the 1800s by the
in Key West,
the fishermen.
Yeah, the sponge fishermen.
Sponge, thank you.
Yeah, the sponge fishermen.
How hard is it to catch a sponge, by the way? Don't you just go down there?
Well, they do in Tarpon Springs. They dive off the boat and they come right back up with a sponge.
I don't like to do that. I wonder how hard that is to do.
I don't know, but maybe they'll allow us to do that. Wouldn't that be fun?
I wonder how that happened. There must have been a fisherman out there at one time, or a scuba diver or something, and he saw these things. He picked it up, and this feels like a sponge. And then he brought it up to the top. It's actually a living. Is it an animal or a plant?
It's an animal, from what I understand.
So we wash our cars with the body of an animal.
Yeah, unless it's synthetic.
Well, I know that, but
yeah.
But the actual sponges that you get from the bottom of the water.
And they probably didn't even know. They probably just brought it up there, and then when it dried out, they thought, "Oh, it's just
nothing."
And
think about it, the us as humans. Mm-hmm. I mean, we wear animal skins.
Yeah, we do.
Right? I mean, you don't think about it, but if you're wearing a leather coat or leather shoes, you got animal skin on you.
Yeah, that's right. Or snake boots.
Snake skin boots. Alligator skin boots.
That's right. Exactly. Fur coat.
Right.
Minks or whatever.
Right. So I suppose that's where it all comes from. I suppose that's just the way life was. It's hard to think of it now.
Yeah, because it was never synthetic back then. It was always just the real stuff. The real stuff.
So anyway, I went on a tangent there. So we would come to Ocala and we'd go to that Woolworths, and I'd sit at that counter, and I would always order something that had, I think it was a milkshake. I think it was a milkshake, and I think it was a key lime milkshake.
Nice.
From what I remember, yeah. And it had whipped cream on it. I used to love it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Woolworths was great. I enjoyed that.
And they're gone now, huh?
Lunch a lot. Oh, yeah, Staples is there.
No, but I mean the Woolworths brand, is that gone totally?
I don't know. It might still be in New York and Milwaukee. We'll have to see.
There's a Woolworth building in New York. It was one of there's a couple buildings that claim to be the first skyscraper. But the Flatiron building is one, but the Woolworth building is taller than the Flatiron building. But I believe like you can tour like almost anything, but you cannot tour the Woolworth building. It's off out of bounds. You can't go there.
Oh, okay.
You can go to it, but you can't go in it.
But I think whatever year a building was built at that particular moment, that would have been the tallest building. And then if there was another building that was built after that, that would be the next tallest building.
Right, I know, but it's the word skyscraper that you're missing.
Skyscraper, yeah.
Yeah, what is a skyscraper? Is it something 10 stories tall? Is it 11?
There you go.
And like you say, well, it depends on what you're used to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you go to Tampa right now, some of those buildings are skyscrapers, even though if they were in New York City, they would look small.
Right.
But in the context of Tampa, they look tall, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder why we have to have buildings so tall anyway. We just can't get enough of living on 1 acre of land, huh?
No, because you have too many people, too many businesses. You have to build up. If you build out, it's going to destroy everything.
Because God forbid we should live in New Jersey.
That's right.
That's what it is. That's what it is. God forbid we should.
People in New York, and they want to be
somewhere other than Manhattan Island.
That's right. Be on the other side of the river.
So anyway, I wanted to go back to my childhood again. So one other thing was Crystal River. We would go to Crystal River and also to the KP hole, but my grandfather didn't call it that. He just called it Dunellen. So we'd go to Dunellen and we'd go to Crystal River to go swimming back in those days. And those two places are still great places to go swimming, right?
Yeah, they're fabulous.
If you ever go to Crystal River, by the way, to Homosassa Springs, there's a little outdoor restaurant called McRae's.
Yes.
The Shed, right?
Yes.
The Shed at McRae's.
Yeah.
And they have a sign there that says to not disturb or remove the seahorses.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
So I've never seen one. I mean, I've seen them in an aquarium.
Yeah.
But I've never seen one there. I'd love to. It's just like when I went to Homosassa Springs on a pontoon boat. And there was a manatee, and I had never really seen a manatee up close, and this was my chance to jump in the water and see him from the water. Well, I jumped in the water, and I lost him. These things are supposedly slow, but I couldn't find him. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
He swam somewhere, disappeared.
Well, I think when they're startled or something, they probably know how to move out.
Yeah, I probably scared him. He saw me coming. He said, whoa. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, because at Homosassa Springs, they look kind of docile and stuff. But I think if they're startled, they'll, like any other animal, they'll be able to move out quickly.
All right. Let's see. We have a guest coming up. Jesse McKinnell is a writer and an author.
He writes stuff, and then this is his first book. Oh,
his book is called Dead Cats and Other Reflections on Parenthood. Oh, that ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
So I didn't read this one, but did you read this one?
No, I glanced through it, and I think that's him over there.
So, is he outside?
Calling in.
Oh, on the phone.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I guess that means we got to take a break. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. This is WOCA.
Feeling creative or looking for inspiration? The Appleton Museum of Art has something for you with a full schedule of studio art classes and workshops for adults, teens, and children as young as 2 years old. Classes begin as early as September and cover a broad range of subjects for all skill levels, including drawing, painting, clay, mixed media, sculpture, and more. For more information or to